I think we've whipped a cauldron into a froth that our guest is going to be the most at home in. Let's bring up David Cross. There was some extended applause there. I think your legacy is palpable in this room.
Can you in post? Can you give it another minute?
One of you was clapping too hard.
I know there's one guy in the front that makes looping impossible. It's like there's always like this seam. We started touching on this the unsolvable but always fun subject of like.
Of a most violent year, sucking. I know. I saw it. I did not care for it for so many reasons.
I thought he sounded a little too much like Andy Garcia.
I don't care about that. I just thought. I mean, it was everything about it was halfway. The story was halfway. The resolution was halfway. The acting was halfway. Well, it was like. Halfway to good, but it was like it's like what your wife was saying. It's like they all think they're going to get an Oscar. You can tell. Right. They're all that's in the back of their heads.
I like that you're saying everything is halfway, but the name is the most extreme name possible. A most violent year.
I know. We kept thinking because in the beginning there's like a gas truck gets hijacked, and then Aaron and I were saying. Oh, is this like the cold open? And as the truck drives away, you pan over to a calendar, and it says January 1st. Is the whole movie just like?
I really, I didn't care for that movie. And
have you seen some stuff you do care for? What did you think of Birdman?
I enjoyed watching it, and I liked the first two of the 6 endings. I preferred the first two. Then endings 3, 4, 5, and 6, they lost me. But
I will say, like there's some movies I get to a point around if I can get to 3/4 through. I've already written the mental blog entry of like why this is the best movie ever, and if the last 20 minutes can take a fucking nosedive, and I'll kind of just push it under the rug.
Well, it was really enjoyable to watch. The acting was great, but. I'll tell you where I really hit a roadblock, and it was a big one because I really was enjoying it up until this moment. But the scene with the theater reviewer, the dialogue was written. It felt to me the dialogue that her review, and then the thing that he says back to her, and then her actual review later, all sounded like somebody who's never read a review. Because that's not how reviewers talk. That's how when you parody, or if you're like a sophomore in college, that's what you think a reviewer. And it was bogus.
That's a good point. And like the Emma Stone monologue when she's yelling at him for giving a shit about something that's all out of ego, and he pretends he's above Twitter, but he's doing this ridiculous thing. I thought that monologue was really great. It was a well-written, like, teenage daughter monologue yelling at her.
There's a lot of great stuff in there. I just but that was the one dialogue-wise, the one scene I was that's not how they talk.
If they were as good at writing, if that reviewer could have easily just been super, like, they could have written up to her and had her be a normal human with her own value system as the hero of her own story with lots of thoughtful things to say, and it would have been just as good. You're right. Yep. I didn't even think about that. There is a way to hate things. Thank you. No.
Did you guys see The Hobbit?
I did not. Yeah, I did not.
I haven't. I saw the second movie, and I was like...
The second of 3?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was one book, by the way. I don't know if you guys know. It was one book. You can't make 3 movies out of one book.
It's so baffling. Like, I love the Lord of the Rings movies so much, so each one of these I watch... I said this on Twitter, but to me, like, Lord of the Rings was like making love with the love of your life, and Hobbit is like jacking off on a sex doll you found in the trash. It's still a fine way to spend your time. You just don't want your wife to be around for one of them, you know?
Wait, are you... are you jerking off in the exact place where you found the sex doll, or do you bring it back?
No, it's still in the trash.
Oh, okay.
So to onlookers, you're just jacking off into the trash, and you're like, no, there's a sex doll in there.
Right. A little bit of a thrill to it.
Yeah. There's an excitement to it. There's a weird part where there's like, there's like 15 new dwarves in it.
I haven't seen any of those things. I don't. Not for not like out of anger or obstinance. Those things are so silly and to me.
Even the original Lord of the Rings.
I didn't see them. No.
Okay.
Wait, gosh.
I didn't see it.
You're like a unicorn. Ironically.
I don't. No judgment. I just know. I know myself enough to know I'm not going to like it.
Yeah.
So